Welcome back to another episode of the Cage Rock Podcast with Kayla, presented by OddSmoker MMA. Today I have Jared Kirk here with me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. So let's just dive right in. Let's talk about what got you into training and MMA and fighting.
So I pretty much I did so I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, where boxing was pretty big. As I was growing up, and my parents threw me in boxing when I was really young. I think I was probably like 10, 11, 12, something like around that age. I was boxing for a while, and then I moved down to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and then I was just football from there. I kind of just focused on football. So after I graduated, I was bored. I needed something to do, you know what I mean, besides just working and stuff like that. So I started coaching 7-on-7 football, and one of my the guy that I was doing it with was getting back into it as well, getting into kickboxing and stuff like that. So I there was a Muay Thai class 2 minutes from my house, so I started doing that every day during the summer until I went to college up here at South, and then I joined the AMP team when they first opened up and did that. But I was really just bored and needed something to do. You know what I mean? And I always had the roots of boxing and always loved to watch fighting and doing that type of stuff. So I just kind of got drawn right back into it.
Well, that's awesome. You got to start somewhere, whether it's for boredom or whatever, but you love it. So,
Yeah.
awesome you got back into it. Now, I know you were supposed to have your MMA debut coming up,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, your opponent pulled out, and that's got to be a crappy feeling. You spent all this time training.
Yeah. So yeah, this one I had a couple people pull out on me. I had one before my last fight that I trained. It was like 4 weeks I trained, and then he pulled out. So then I had to get booked for May. So that one kind of sucked more than this one because of the fact that it was like we just got done fighting. So it was like, do you want to fight again? Like, or do you feel all right? It was after I got done fighting, I felt good. After 2 days, I was back in the gym getting after it. So they were like, yeah, we're going to take it. So we just started training, and he pulled out within like a week of us taking the fight. So it really wasn't that deep. So I'm glad it was kind of then. So it gave me time to be like, okay, we're going to find a new fight or we're going to chill. And I didn't have to bust my butt for him and for that fight until then. So that was, but it's still very disappointing because I want to make the MMA debut. I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it to get those little gloves on and get to work with those and get to grapple and everything like that. But I'm just trying to trust the process with it.
Yeah, and that's all you can do, And but you
Yeah,
have but being down in Gulf Shore, you have so many promotions around,
yeah, 100%.
Um, so hopefully something comes up soon for that. I'd love to see you in the cage.
Yeah.
Um,
If
what
anything,
made you?
I'm gonna do the Naga tournament in July for jiu-jitsu. Get some jiu-jitsu reps in and some grappling matches in pure jiu-jitsu and get better in that area as well. Cause I enjoy doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. I didn't realize you were going to be doing Naga. Naga's that's an awesome place to be
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Just
Uh,
I it's right in Foley, so I was like, man, I might as well hop in it and just have a little fun. You know what I mean? See what I can do.
yeah, that's all you got to do is go see what you can do,
Yeah.
and
I
um,
love to compete. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of it. What I don't see a I can see a purpose in like the hobby and like trying to get fit, but for me and my like goals and aspirations, it's always I want to compete. If I'm gonna do something, I want to be the best or at a high doing it at a high level.
that leads me into my next question. I'm sure you want to go pro, but I mean, do you have dreams and aspirations to get to the UFC level?
Yeah, 100%. That's why I love working with Cam because he kind of gives that living proof of like this is for real. You know what I mean? This can happen no matter where you're at. You know what I mean? We're in Mobile, Alabama, and he's blown up and being this amazing fighter, and hopefully will win that fight and go on to fight a bunch of amazing fights in the UFC. So he kind of gives that living proof. So that he made my like dream and goal like actually blow up more and really this is possible if you do it right. You know what I mean? So that is definitely my goal to go pro within by the time probably 23, 24 around the few years because I'm only 19. I turned
Yeah.
20 this year, so I still got a lot of like developing and growing as a, you know what I'm saying, as a person. So, but that is definitely the the goal, and the end goal is to be in the UFC and a professional fighter.
That's awesome. Like you said, I mean, you're still so young. You still got so many years ahead of you. You're not even in your prime, your
Yeah,
prime yet. You're just starting out, and to have Cam as a teammate is amazing. Like you said, I mean, um, the fact that he lost the last contender series and he's making a comeback and coming back, and it's
yeah,
giving him time to prep and train, and that's a great person to be training with.
yeah.
Um, and then you got Logan Tillman as well.
Animal, yeah, animal.
Yeah.
Love Logan. That's my guy. He pushes me. He pushes me so hard. That dude, definitely.
You definitely got to support the right people, and of course Cody. Um,
Yeah.
so you
Cody was
definitely
my
you've got
guy.
some.
He's the one that Cody initially kind of pulled me towards AMP because they had like it was like a, they had a grand opening day, and I was fighting the weekend of it, so I didn't able to make it. But they had another open sparring day, and I went, and I knew a couple people and got work, and I got to talking to Cody after class, and just fell in love with the way that he described the way the gym was going to be, and the people he was gonna have, the people that was gonna be in the room was just the names, and the skill level was just I wanted to be there 100%.
Yeah, and that gym, I mean, y'all do have some amazing fighters there. So you're definitely in a great spot to have that support, to have that skill there to help you build in your career, which is amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you grew up like, boxing with and enjoying MMA. Do you currently have a favorite UFC fighter?
I'd say my favorite UFC fighter right now. I'd probably say I'd probably say Ilya Taporia because of his how slick his boxing is, and how well he puts his combinations together. Because we talk about that all the time. So I love the way that he fights.
He's got an amazing fight style, that's for sure, and just himself is and his personality and everything about him is
Yeah.
great. So that's definitely a good one to have.
He has an amazing
Uh,
mindset. I'm to definitely look at.
so this is a hypothetical question. I like to ask everyone because it makes you think. If you could fight any fighter in the world, current roster, retired fighter, boxer, whatever, who would you want to fight? It could be any weight class.
Mighty Mouse, definitely Mighty Mouse. I've always been a fan of Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. Why
Demetrius
would you
Johnson,
want?
for sure.
Besides just being a fan of his, why else would you want to fight him?
Cause he's so technical in every part of the game. Everything he does is super technical, and he takes his craft very seriously. It's a craft, and he spent a lot of time developing that. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
shows that he's really technical, and really, and I like that he came his whole time coming up. He was at like a local gym and trained with like hobbyist people. You know what I mean? It wasn't that he was at this big competitive gym with all these people. It was normal people that were just trying to get work, and he made it to the highest level. I just feel that. You know what I mean? See that inspiration like that.
Yeah, that is definitely inspiration right there. You don't have to be anything big or be around big people, big gym to make it big.
Okay, 100%.
It's all mental thing and just the focus and whatnot. Um, and your years of training, from as a kid and now, what has been the most important, or the most rewarding aspect of it?
Most rewarding, I'd probably say the people that I've met, just being able to, you know what I mean, venture off to just meeting new people, and like, because after you graduate high school, everyone kind of goes their separate ways, you know what I mean? So to different colleges and different ways. So everybody that I was around kind of left. So I left too, you know what I mean? So when I came over here, I was able to find that like support system, you know what I mean? These guys support everything that I want to do. They look out for me, and they, you know what I mean, growing friendships, because I know a bunch of people from different gyms now you know what I mean, that I train with, and other things like that. So that probably the friendships and the, you know what I mean, the partnerships along the way so far.
That's definitely important to have. You see some of these fighters who train on their own; they don't have a gym, and it's hard. You
Yeah,
need that support. You need people to help build you, and some people don't ever find that. And the fact that you're so young, you did find that.
yeah,
It's just leading you on the right path. That's amazing.
yeah. I definitely plan AMP as a family, and I love those guys over there. I definitely plan to be with them forever. Even after I graduate college, I plan to stay in Mobile with AMP and keep grinding there.
Yeah. With you being in college, what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in physical education with a teacher cert because I want to be a football coach. So I coached middle school football at Gulf Shores after I graduated throughout the summer and the first semester of the school year, and then coaching 7-on-7 football and kind of putting some teams together and going to compete. So I kind of love teaching and coaching. So I'm getting that degree in to always fall back on to be like a football coach, or if I need to be a teacher and coach football as well. You know what I mean? I always have that to do.
That's awesome. Well, good luck in that journey for sure. I work in the school system as
Yeah,
well, so
yeah.
it's
Fun.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
Even being,
something.
cause even being around, cause I'd been around the middle school, I was like, oh my goodness, man, it's something. You know what I mean? Kids now, so
Yeah, it takes a special person to be any kind in any
yeah,
grade. I'm a special education parent, so I work with special
yeah,
education, and I look at the Gen A kids. I'm just like, y'all are wild. Like,
yeah. They are. So I just hearing some crazy stuff, just sitting there, you'll see stuff you don't. It's just man. But that's why I've always liked kids, and I always want to pass my knowledge. You know what I mean? If I know some, I want to be able to share that to somebody else so they know it as well. Even if they already know it, if they don't know it, you know what I mean? I always want to be able to pass on the knowledge. And the kids are the future. You know what I mean? They're as this world grows, this
yeah.
there'll be the next generation after me. You know what I mean? So I always try to look out.
That's amazing. I really do wish you the best of luck in your college career or college journey and getting your degrees and stuff. Two more questions, and then we'll be done. I didn't want to. I know you didn't. Your fight got canceled, but I did
I
not
know.
want to. Can't. I didn't want to cancel our interview. So when you have a fight lined up when you're in camp, I'd love to get you back on to talk about camp because I knew that's what we were primarily going to talk about. But this would be a get to know you more.
Yeah. Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so outside of the gym, who are you? Like, what do you like to do? I know you said you enjoy, teaching kids and football. Do you have any other hobbies?
Not really. Just training is really all I do. Besides that, I'm just hanging out with the fam or my friend, the college friend. Now that during the summer, I might hang out with the guys like back from college, stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, I'm trying to stay committed to it. You know what I mean? I know I'm an amateur and I'm young, but that's what you got to commit. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do now. Is commit so I can be good later on. So I
And
try to
there's
stay out.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I try to stay out of all distractions and all the things like that. So
Oh, yeah. Well, there's definitely nothing wrong with that, man. Stay focused, do what you love, and don't let anything get in the way of that. That's for sure.
yes, ma'am.
Um, yeah. Last question. For any young people who are new to coming into the gym or any gym or whatever, what advice do you have for them?
Just stick with it. Keep coming back. Your first sparring day, you're gonna get beat up. You'll keep getting beat up. You're gonna keep getting beat up, and then one day you're gonna start feeling it. You'll feel the growth. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You'll one day it will click. So just stay with it and don't give up. Because the more you do it, the rep, oh, the more you do something, you're bound to get better, no matter what. If you continue to do something over and over again, there's no way you won't get better. So.
Absolutely. That's some great advice right there. Jared, thank you for taking the time to get on. Where can my viewers, new followers, find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's just Jared10Kirk, and that's it. Yeah, I
Yep.
post everything on Instagram. All the information I have will be on there.
That's awesome. Yeah, guys, make sure to give Jared here a follow and follow him through his new journey and training, kickboxing, MMA. Hopefully, we get to see your MMA debut soon.
Yeah.
Definitely keep me
Yes,
updated so
ma'am.
I can get you on here to talk about camp and whatnot.
Yes, ma'am. I will. Thank you.
Absolutely. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.